Hey everyone, I'm Marcus from Encore. Encore is the backend development platform that helps you build Go backend applications with no boilerplate and no messing around with infrastructure configuration or Terraform. This is a demo application of an Uptime monitoring system. So I can show you the front end here. It's a basic Uptime monitor. You can add websites. You can put in the Spanish Google websites. And it pings it regularly to see that it's up. And with Encore you get access to Flow, which is an interactive real-time updated architecture diagram. So this is the architecture of our backend system. So we can see we have 3 services: Monitor, Site, and Slack for Slack notifications. And then we also have 2 pub sub topics. So this is an event-driven architecture. And how you implement this in Encore is using Encore's API framework and infrastructure SDK. So we can jump into the service catalog for these services. And you can see these are the endpoints in the monitoring service. And if we like, we can jump straight from there to the code. And we can see here that in Encore, an API is basically just a normal Go function. The only thing you do is you add this annotation, the Encore API annotation, and Encore knows that this is an API endpoint, and if you use the public annotation, it knows to expose it publicly. Now from here, you can jump to traces to see how this endpoint is being called. Right now we're looking at the staging environment, and we can basically dig into these traces for how the application is pinging these websites that we're testing. But going back to code, we can take a look at how you can implement things like pub sub using Encore. So like we talked about, this is an event-driven application. So with Encore, you import the pub sub package here, and that gives you access to a cloud-agnostic implementation of pub sub. And if we look down here, we can see here, for instance, is how you can create a pub sub topic in just 3 lines of code as cloud agnostic. And what does that mean? Well, it basically means that Encore understands that you want a pub sub topic here. You don't need to specify exactly what underlying infrastructure you would like to use. And that means Encore can take care of setting up the appropriate infrastructure in all environment types. So you can do this locally. You only type Encore run and it spins up all the infrastructure for your application. It can do this in dev and preview environments that are ephemeral and run on Encore's built-in cloud. And it can also do this for production in your own cloud account with AWS and GCP using each cloud provider's pub sub implementation. So we can also jump over here to the infrastructure view. You can see that Encore tracks basically all the infrastructure it has set up for each environment. So this is a staging environment running on Encore Cloud, and it has these pub sub topics and these subscriptions. Now, there's lots more I could show you, but I recommend you go to encore.dev, create a free account, and just play around with it for yourself. We're super keen to get your feedback, so you can jump on Slack, encore.dev/Slack, and tell us what you think. Have a good one.